Analysis, we got this week. We got Marco 2106, 7x7 Mina 3. His average in this video is 246. He thinks the best part of his solve is centers, the worst part is edges. He's been queuing for about 5 years, 3 to 7 hours a week, which is actually pretty light considering how fast he is and for 5 years of practice. Marco's pretty legit, 231 single official and 240 mean official. Then unofficial, he has a 225 single and a 238 mean. So I'll let me look him up real quick and just see what he's got on the world rankings. Yeah, so he's 22nd, so he's not playing with the big boys quite yet. It's more down to the 220, even below range, but he's certainly, he knows his stuff, so we're going to be looking a lot more on kind of more advanced stuff during this week. No, we're not really going to be pointing out any, like, this is not going to be a beginner analysis, to say the least. Alright, so we got, what's he going to do? Take a little more time to inspect here. Okay, wow, easy start. So right here we got green. Let's see what we got. We got a full green bar on left. You can see it real quick right there, boom. So we got a full green bar on left. The only thing I'm not going to like right here, so we're given this full green bar on left. Let's see exactly what it is with it. So it's a pretty free... Okay, so he makes the 2 green bars and then goes straight into that. Alright, I like this. Finish that up. Just a quick note right here in cases like... So we got this case right here. So we got this piece. If we remember from earlier on the back face right here, we have 3 bars done on the left side, and these 2 bars right here are completely open. We can do whatever we want. So we want to match this wing to this bar on the front face right here. And what we want to do instead, he does R wide, U2, R wide prime, which is fine and it gets the job done. But that's a case where you're preserving what's already been made. In this case, there's no need to preserve it. So don't do that first RU. You can just do straight U2, R wide prime. That's just like a force of, you see, and then we look up and we see these 3 green bars. That's just kind of a force of habit thing. You're so used to doing the preservation where you go like this, like because he has. I'll just show it kind of simpler. He has, this is a 6x6, but it works out. So he has something like, right. He wants to make this blue bar right here, and he's got this piece right here. And so if you need to preserve this bar right here, you'd go R wide U2 R wide prime. But this bar right here, there's nothing there. There's no need to preserve it, so you can just go straight down like that. And then you save a move. Sounds kind of nitpicky, but you should definitely not be wasting moves ever. So, all right. The frame rate on this video is really bad. I don't know what he's using to record it, but it's like really bad frame rate, which is gonna be kind of annoying, but. Alright, I'm liking this stuff so far. It'd be easier if I could see anything, but blue center is pretty solid. Nice. He's definitely, I think he definitely always does middle center for middle bar first. Okay, right here. So there's a couple ways you can approach this bar right here. So he has, let's whip together a couple bars. At this point in the solve, he's got this. So he's making this red bar right here, this middle one, and he's got this case right here. So there's 2 options. You can do this outer piece up and then do this F and then do the slice move. Or what I kind of prefer is, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's more moves, but if you do the F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. I guess it is more moves, but I think it's more consistent. It's just a different option. Like in this case right here, you can go like this, and then like that to make the bar, which is a little awkward, but the most efficient way. I honestly would just go like this, and then finish up like that, because These 3 RU moves take almost no time, and you never mess them up. So if you don't mess it up, it's not a thing. Just this is kind of an option to be aware of when you're solving. Big look. Whoa. Okay, there's definitely a mistake. A big mistake. 1 sec. What the hell? 1 sec. Let me look at this case again. What does he got? The frame. Why is this video so blurry? I'm so confused. This must not be like a real GoPro. What the hell? No, okay, so this is a pretty specific case, but it's definitely like worth mentioning just in general. So Marco has, okay, so this is right here. He's got this full orange bar solved, and he can solve it into here without messing anything up, so that's fine. He solves it into here, and now it's important to know. Okay, so here's our case. We have, man, I can't even get a still frame that's like clear. It's really annoying. Oh my god, there are literally no. Why is this video so, okay? Okay, it's hard to tell, but there are 2 pieces right here, 2 pieces right here, so we have all the pieces we need for this middle bar, except the middle one, and then. Actually, right here we have 2 other. Wait, so this is the kind of middle, not the middle bar, but the second bar right here. We have 4 pieces here, and we have 2 pieces for the middle bar. And you can't see, but on the D face right now, the other 2 pieces that match this middle bar are on the right side. They're like right here, but on the D face. So what you want to do is knowing this. This is pretty tricky, pretty advanced, but you can make this bar right here the kind of outer middle bar, or the second bar. You got the second bar right here. You can make it and put it in on the left, and then that will still preserve these 2 pieces, which you can then solve the middle bar in 3 moves. So Marco does something very strange, which is, I think I'll realize, like he does those 3 moves when he should have just, to pair up this middle piece right here, when he should have just done a slice move to make the whole outer bar, and then he makes the middle bar. I think what Marco's thought process is he always does the middle bar first, unless it's like really bad, unless it's like really easy, because like he didn't do the middle bar first that time. He had a full outer bar already done, so he solved that one first. But in this case specifically, you definitely, actually I'm just gonna set it up because this is like a good example case. For this case specifically, you really wanted to have built that other bar first. Let's keep going. Maybe I'll set it up later, but let's see what there is to see. Like, that's the big thing, right? The biggest root of that problem is he locked himself into doing the middle bar first, which then restricted all his options, and there are much better options after if you didn't do the middle bar first. So that's kind of the big thing. He seems to have good fundamentals otherwise, so you can probably figure that out if he wasn't locked into doing the middle bar first. But whoa, why did you do this? This is definitely a mistake. So right here, he's got the 3 wings right here. You can see all 3. The corners don't really matter as much when you're building your outer bar. And then he inserts one in for some reason. That's definitely a mistake. Then he undoes it. Yeah, he definitely just realized that was a mistake. So that's kind of a bad case, but all right, nice. Yep, okay. This was good. This is a pretty easy last 2 center case. I'm glad he recognized. So actually, what does he do? What does he do from this case? So he doesn't know anything on the top right now. Oh, okay, this is good. This is good. So this is actually pretty tricky. I like this. He gives himself with that MU2. This is a pretty unique last 2 center case in the fact that it's like fairly easy. But So I would probably immediately recognize in this case. I probably wouldn't even go for this. But you can see here this whole middle bar is done. If you do an MU2 M prime, you're going to get a whole middle bar done and this 2x4 block, which is usually pretty easy to match up to 2 other bars. So that's what he does, which is definitely a good move. I'd probably go for parrying this, like finishing up this 2x5, but... Alright, so there we got that. And then he gets pretty lucky. This is nice. He gets this huge 3x1, so he can pretty quickly make a 3x5 on the left. And then... Oh, whoa, something's weird about that last case. Let's see. Oops. This is a very quick last two. Okay, CF here. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. Oh, just in this case, it's kind of nitpicky, but if you notice right here, Marco does, you want to, so in this case specifically, you want to pull apart, you want to get, he's going to set up an MU2M case because you have these two yellows across from this yellow, you can do MU2M to put them together, and he pulls, but if you do, from this case right here specifically, if you go R, U wide prime, or R wide, U prime, R wide prime, that will give you, when you do, after you do the MU2, this corner will be matched with this piece. It'll actually end up giving you a way easier final case because, actually, I can set this one up very quickly. Oh, I don't have a solve 7x7. Where's well, I don't have a solve 7x7 on my desk. It's very rare. Okay, well, maybe not. But it'll give you a way easier case. It'll end up giving you a 3-move. And you see, he ends up getting a... he's going to end up getting this case. And this case right here is not ideal. While if we did it the other way, he would have gotten an R, U prime, R prime for the finish. But those centers are really solid. I definitely think the centers are solid, except for the middle bar first kind of lock in. One sec. Let's check the splits. So 9 to... was that 124? So actually not as solid. If you're averaging 246, 124 is not, it's not bad, but if you're gonna be, if you're claiming to have like, I wouldn't say that's like gonna be the best part of your solve. The edges are probably pretty solid here. Also, good use of back inserts. I like that. Good angling of the Q. I mean, gets a little hard, but I like this stuff. A lot of, okay, there's a big pause there. It's kind of rough. Good use of back inserts again. Okay, so this is something you don't really want to. This is something I do all the time that you don't really you don't want to be doing. Just rotating completely on its side, like right here, rotating completely on your side, and then doing the M slice like that. And then this one's really bad. Stuff like that. It makes it a lot easier. It's much more consistent. But Felix and like Nam have shown that you can do it with. You don't have to do that stuff. You can go like this. And it's pretty consistent to do stuff like this. I'm just bad at it. And it's a pretty old school style of thing to do because back in the day you couldn't really be doing that stuff on V-cubes and whatnot because the cubes were really garbage. So if you're really stuck with it, then obviously you can get fast with it. I do stuff like that constantly. I would just recommend if you're at a point where you can switch to kind of doing U-wides more, I definitely recommend it. But it's not like super killer because he's working the rotations pretty well in with his overall cube rotations, so it's not like he's doing a pretty similar style to what I do a lot of times, but he's doing more use of back inserts, which I like as well. Last two. All right, that was probably the best case. What was that? Whoa. Oh, okay. Ooh, this is actually a good one. So. This is a really good tip. Okay, so he's in this case right here. So he's got, if you see, this is actually pretty tricky. Okay, so right here. Okay. Well, if you look at this bottom edge right here, this is a white red right here also, and this is a white red right here as well. And then, wait, one double check. Actually, where's the final white red? That's important. Oh yeah, see, okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, that's what I thought. I was pretty sure, but I wanted to double check. So, in this case, he's going to do an M U2 M prime to solve this white red because you see these are all white on the green face. But you see this other white red also. If you do an M a wide, so he only slices the very middle edge. If you slice all 3 middle edges, you're going to get 4 out of 5 of the white red edges in the same bar. 3 of them will be solved, and this one will be flipped, which will then leave the white red edge in a slice flip slice to be completely solved, which is much more ideal because what he does end up getting is he ends up with this kind of double slice flips. He has to do 2 slice flip slices essentially to solve this edge, or what the... Oh wait, he does something else entirely. I'm confused. Oh, was he not even going for white red? Actually, let me go backtrack. I'm not 100% sure about that green red either. So, also just another note. I'm going to make another note real quick. Just get over. Oh, actually, this is okay. This is okay. Using cycles at this point a lot isn't like that necessary, but... what is he doing? This essentially... Wait, and then he doesn't do white-red? What the... Oh, and then he does... Either way, he does 2 slice-up slices after that move to solve the next edge. But if he did the wide MU2 M prime, it would only have been 1 slice-up slice to solve that white-red edge. So, I explained that already. So, and then, really easy last 2 edge case. Oh, dude, know your parodies, man. You gotta know your parodies. You're way too fast to not know parody. So he does the first case, but he did it wrong. Oh, he does it without solving parody. You gotta solve parody. Unless you can predict double parody, which no one in the world can do because Felix, I talked to you and he said he can't, and I can't, and I know Max can't. So I'm pretty sure no one can reliably. You gotta solve your parodies as they come on your last 2 edges. Treat your last 2 edges to be treated like 2 last 5 out of 5 edge cases, unless for some reason you know for sure what's gonna happen. That was weird, but all right. Also, just in general, the turning does seem a little fast. I'm loving that hand scramble. Gotta be on that hand scramble game. Oh, this has been a long video already. All right, we might not go into as depth with the other 2, but fast 7x7 solves are more interesting to me. It's less of the same mistakes, and it's much more... Wow, this is way too aggressive a hand scramble. You're scrambling way too much right now. Alright. White. Alright. Good execution. I'm impressed by the very strong... He clearly knew... He planned 2 bars, so I like that. That's pretty appropriate for your speed. And those were not easy to execute bars, but he did execute them very well, so that's solid. Obviously, you want to look for the least difficult to execute bars, but I like that. Those are solid. Oh, is this... oh, nice, nice. All right. Oh, I like this. This is a good... Marco's using a lot more fancier stuff than I would expect most people with speed to use. Maybe a center... maybe, I don't know if the speed is the best part, but, like... Marco built these the 2x5 in the middle. See how this like 2x5 came together in the middle? I like that. Didn't seem to slow him down at all. Good stuff. Looked pretty fluid from what I was seeing. So, ooh. But then you can't be doing silly mistakes like this. Like right here. This is a really obvious position. So, you're in this position right here. You wanna, and you see there's a full solved yellow bar under his left thumb, and there's no yellow pieces next to it. You want to do an L wide 3, U2 L wide 3, or L wide 3 prime U2 L wide 3. This is like Marco's doing things that are super advanced for centers, and he's also making mistakes that, like, this is something that you would expect someone like averaging 330 plus to be making. So gotta make sure you want to, because the point is you want to pull out this wing right here. Really important to get those wings out, just because, not because you need it, just because it's just another piece, another option. There's a higher chance of getting lucky on the next edge. And then see, now he's stuck with that, and then he did a slice to pull it out, and that just wasted like maybe 1, maybe 2 seconds, which is a lot of time. Just a mistake there. Unfortunate. That's good. Solid stuff there. What's he doing here? What is going on? Okay, he's doing... Alright, I like that. I like that. Some more variants on the centers. I don't know. It does seem like... Quick tip right here. You can cancel a slice. I think. Yeah. Okay. Also, quick tip. This is more of a bigger tip. This is actually pretty important. So, when you're right here, so you're in the spot, and you got 3 of your pieces, right? And it's like pretty enticing. Like, let's just go ahead and match up these 3 pieces into a bar. But what's wrong with this is that you want to put your corners in last. Like, if you're gonna put your corner in, there's actually almost no gain from putting the corner in here and matching the corner up, because what's gonna happen is you have to still pair up 2 more middle pieces. You want to pair up the middles first if you can. So he's gonna do this, and then he's gonna rotate up, and then you see now he's in this spot where he's gonna have to slice this piece in, and okay, so he did do that. Okay, he did do the trick I was talking about now, but like, you want to pair up your middles first. There's no real point in doing that corner, because you could have probably paired up those centers real quick. It probably been a little faster just to go for the not do the corner first. Oh god, what? Oh no, dude, what the hell is? Ah! Oh no, that was bad. That was bad. Like, this is a really important case to recognize. So right here, this is a really important case to recognize at this speed. Like, definitely needs to be using this. So this bar right here is already done, right? This is essentially a T case. All you need is on the back face, or the current back face right now, the green face. If you have 2 middle pieces, like these 2 green ones, or the matchup these 2, because these 3 are already solved. You have 2 more middle pieces solved. You can do a quick. He's got it right there. Boom. These 2 right here. U2, bring him over to right here. L wide 3, F prime, L wide 3 prime. Boom. Now you got 2 bars solved. Instead, he makes the middle bar by breaking up the bar that he already had solved, and it would still what I said would have been 4 moves. What he did was 3 moves, but what I said would leave you with 2 solved bars, and clearly 1 move for another solved bar is that's definitely a good trade. That's just kind of a mistake on recognition. Big whoa. Never do this. Never do. Okay, so Marco also does. So Marco, I don't know if he did on the first solve, but he did 3 bars in the middle first. Almost, you should. It's probably recommended on 1 in like 500 7x7 solves, maybe less, because he got really lucky. Because he can now do is one of the bars ended up. I'm assuming he doesn't know this because that'd be ridiculous. He got really lucky because one of the bars ended up being able to be solved with no commutators. But what's going to happen is you're going to get double the commutator count most likely, and it's just going to suck. Also, beforehand, he had a really easy second or last, like, he's in this position right here. Right here. So right here, he can do LY3, match up these 4 pieces out here, and use the corner underneath his right thumb to finish. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a red corner underneath his right thumb. And if he moves these 2 up, he can do a quick RU cycle or RU to set and finish off this right bar really fast. And there's no risk involved for that, because this is really, like, this is a really risky play, and it kind of involves some, like, All right, not bad. See, I'm starting to see like Marco's centers are kind of reminding me of like this isn't like it's not I'm not sure I'm just like calling it like it is. It kind of reminds me of those kids with like crazy F2L tricks that average like 11 but haven't mastered like the kind of the fundamentals, because he's doing a lot of cool stuff that I really like, and when he's doing the cool stuff, he's doing it pretty well, and I'm impressed with it. But then I just see a lot of kind of more simple mistakes that you wouldn't expect to see anyone under 3 minutes kind of be making, and those things are going to save, like fixing those simple mistakes are pretty easy and will save you a lot more time than those advanced tricks are doing. Like I don't even do like 2x5 bars that often, but also like for the advanced stuff he's doing on centers, I'd really start recommend getting more used to cycle building, because it's definitely looking like pure slice slip slice on his last two centers, which there's nothing wrong with that speed. I think 245 is right when you really need to start thinking about it, but you don't really have to, and you can get away with it. But he seems to certainly be liking some advanced stuff going on, and I'd really recommend kind of working on that stuff as well. Let's see. All right, 247. All right. We'll probably just watch through the last solve. Is he solving? No, he's scrambling. All right. Alright, good center plans. Looks like he put together 2 full bars on each center start, which is good. That's what you'll be shooting for. You only really want to be looking for 3 if it's easy first 2, which does happen a decent amount, but alright, nice. Nothing pretty standard stuff here. Go for the outer bar. Okay, alright. Where's the outer bar? Oh, you should have saved it. Okay, now it's a kind of a tricky thing to do. But he didn't do the middle bar first. I like this. It was definitely would have been a big negative to do the middle bar. Alright, he pulled that other piece out right there. I like that. Green or orange is fine. Alright, green. What is that? Wait, what is he doing? Orange. Was it orange? Okay, he's got orange. Whoa, what? I think he tried to save that. 1 sec. Oh, I think this was trying to be a save. So it looked like what Marco saw. This is good instinct, but execution's a little sketchy here. So it looks like what Marco saw is, all right, so he's got these pieces on the bottom. He's got 4 out of 5. He's got these 3 pieces put together right here, and he's got he wanted to save these 3 pieces together, which is a good idea, but really he does a lot more effort than he has to. If you just think about what's going to happen when you build together this middle bar that you have on top, you're going to do an R wide, a U, an M slice, and then you're going to have to realign this middle bar. This left bar is offset right now. But, so say you do the first 3 things. You do R wide, U, middle slice. Then all you have to do right here is an F. And then it saves the whole middle. That saves this whole 3R1, and will keep this in place. But Marco puts this down here, and then kind of brings it back up, and then it's just a lot more effort than you have to do to save it. So just be on the lookout for kind of like easier ways to save. Oh, another thing right here, just kind of another good example of definitely you want to go in for the middles first. Right here in this specific case, so he's got an orange inner corner under his left thumb. He's got this wing right here, and the first thing he does is he actually pairs this wing with one of the centers. The first thing you can do is if you do a U, L wide 3, U2, L wide, this will immediately pair up all 3 of these middles very quickly, and will no more slices for this whole bar, 0 slice bar. Also, it'll give you the nice case. It'll leave this wing right here, and then I can see the whole bar, but your first instinct should be pair up the middles first, because especially in this case, super easy, super fast. It will actually give you, it'll lend to a case where you have orange right here, and an orange piece right here, and then it's an R wide, U prime, R wide prime, U prime, R wide, U prime, R wide 3 to solve the bar. And then you see slice 1 and slice 2. 2 slices when you really didn't need to do any, and like slices are just bad in general, and like, yeah. So orange here, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that ended up being okay. That was the right move. There we go. Right here, don't be doing... So, right here, just a slice when you didn't have to. If you remember, we've only solved 2 bars. We solved the middle bar and the right middle bar. You don't have to do a slice here. You can just do... You can either do an RY3 and then insert, or you can do an LY3, but there's no reason to do a slice. Especially because it's not like you're saving any pieces. Maybe if there was like a whole of pieces you need to save, but there's nothing on the right side. There's no reason to slice there. But that was just kind of a mistake there. All right. This case right here, definitely, so some of the cases you might end up with 2 commutators if it's like really easy just to kind of figure them all out. But in this case right here, what is he? What's going to happen in this case right here is, say, if you try and pair this corner up with these 2 pieces right here, you're going to end up with this middle red piece is going to be a cross from here, and you're going to do an MU2 M prime, and then only have 1 commutator left. 1 commutator plus MU2 M prime is better than 2 commutators every time. But doing a weird setup, MU2 M prime is only worse if you have to do a weird setup for it. But if you're in a case like this, it'll almost always just kind of naturally happen. So I'm not really a fan of the double commutator. It's not a big deal for it, but oh dude. So I haven't been commentating too much on edges. And Sarah's what's so after he solved. There's 4 pieces of blue and white sitting right here, or 3 or 4. It's hard, I can't forget what the other color, but it's obvious what the next edge is going to be. Then he flips over to finish this edge, and then there's nothing obvious on the top here. There's nothing super easy. Just flip right back over and do that blue and white. You know where all the pieces are. You've also had a chance. Like as soon as you saw that blue and white, you should be thinking, all right, blue and white is 90% chance for my next edge. I'm going to flip over to finish the current edge. I'm now looking for blue and white plus anything insanely easy plus finishing my current edge. So then you're scanning. You should, by this point, know at least where 4 to 5 blue and white pieces are. And then, yeah, red and yellow is definitely not as easy. All right, so next, blue and white for sure. Good, okay. Okay, blue and white, good. Blue and yellow. Blue and yellow. Please do blue and yellow. Blue and yellow. It's right there. It's right there. Okay, green and white was okay. Red and white. Red and white's definitely, like, red and white's already done. Red and white had all 5 pieces in the E layer. Alright, that one's obvious. This is the only time. This is actually the only solve I've really been commentating a lot on edges, but I think they were pretty similar in the fact that the option select is poor. This is really common for a lot of, like, you can see the turning is quick, but the efficiency is low. The edges that he's picking are not ideal in the sense that there's usually a better option. All right, good double slice, flip slice. Important thing to know there. Wow, easy last 2 edge case, but that happens all the time. All right. Oh, we got that yellow cross. Ooh, risky execution, but if you can do it, it's fine. All right, so general overview. Centers, the biggest thing I've seen on centers, it kind of reminds me of one of those crazy kids with all the F2L tricks, but like do a crazy trick and then pause. Like, it's not the fact that he's pausing. There aren't really pauses. It's very smooth. I think the TPS is appropriate. He's very good at what he's doing. When he's doing an advanced trick, like building 2x5 blocks or building kind of a 3x5 or doing just stuff in general, it's all solid. But there are kind of more, not beginner mistakes, but more of intermediate mistakes that you wouldn't expect. Like, he's nailing all the beginner stuff, obviously. His average is 245, but he is missing a lot of intermediate stuff that you really should have ironed out when you were like 330. He's got a lot of stuff that like is more typical of like a 210 solver, quite honestly. That doesn't, like, it's cool to have, and it's definitely something you should keep incorporating in your solving because it's definitely not going to hurt you and you're already pretty good at it. But really need to go back and kind of iron out those things, like making sure you're not wasting slice moves, pulling out edges, center pieces appropriately, not always going for, definitely don't be going for the middle bar every time. You're 245, you're way too fast to be doing that. Just a couple of the other things I've noticed during the solve. Inspection, I thought was solid. Definitely picking good center starts. Definitely had 2 whole bars memorized every time. I like that. Very solid. Edges, definitely recommend slowing down the TPS. It's a little tricky at the upper level. You kind of actually want 2 different TPSs, like max speed for centers and like actually slow it down for edges, because the recognition is definitely lacking in the sense that, not that it's hard, like when you lock in, you find the edge that you're working on, and you're pretty good at finding those pieces. Like that recognition is solid, and I think you're really good at that. But picking which edge, it's not the recognition, but picking which edge you're working on is what is really lacking, and that is ridiculously important, especially at the higher level, because if you're picking the edge that's already has 3 pieces done versus 2, like that's another second every time. It's at least a second to solve a piece, a minimum. Those seconds really add up. Other than that, I just kind of like the biggest thing behind that is that you need to transition from looking for the edge you're working on to looking for all pieces and looking for what's easy. Like usually in my mind, I probably have the edge I'm working on, the edge that I think is the easiest, and it's probably next. And then also I'm looking for anything that looks easy. So I'm looking for 2 sets of specific pieces and anything that looks easy, because then I could be looking for 3 sets, or I might drop it and switch to the next one. At that point, 3 sets gets complicated and might be too much to handle, but that's just kind of the way you need to be thinking about looking for edges, which is very different than you're probably used to, but I think it's really important and kind of the big barrier between kind of the super elite and the fast. But other than that, last 4 edges, slice of slice, definitely time to start thinking about incorporating some 3 cycles. Yeah, start incorporating cycles. Definitely at the point where it looks like you like fancy stuff in centers. Cycles are pretty advanced as well. You picked up a lot of center stuff by yourself. I imagine you should have no problem getting good with cycles, and that's going to really help you out a lot. 3x3 stage looked, quite honestly, not the greatest, but not a big deal. It looked kind of similar to mine, meaning we both are bad. But yeah, overall, Marco's good center stuff. Obviously, he's like top 20 in the world. I say he only practices 3 to 7 hours a week, so a lot of this stuff does take a lot more kind of time to kind of work out, especially building in cycles. Changing your edge style is something you could do slowly, but it will take a long time to like figure out how to re-recognize your edges. Cycles are really tough to do and will like kind of hamper you immediately. But the biggest thing I'd recommend is that the intermediate mistakes in centers is what's killing you the most, along with kind of how you're recognizing edges. Cycles and like kind of any other stuff is not as big of a deal if you're only practicing 3 to 7 hours a week, but that's kind of where I'd prioritize. So yeah.